Namaskar. Welcome in online learning process. Myself, Mrs. Rekha Sagar from Bitco Junior College, Nasik Road. Hope so. The list of formula is ready. On every day, you are working on it. You have to speak out it in rhythmic form. While looking at the formula, you just try to imagine how the formula is derived, which concept is used, what are the mathematical steps. If this is so, it is easy to remind. Let us solve some problems from our textbook.
Read this problem carefully. Coefficient of static friction between gramophone disc and coin is given. Radius of the disc is given. Then distance between center of the coin and center of the disc is 2 centimeter. And we have to find out that is at what minimum frequency will it start slipping from there. And second, by what factor will answer change if the coin is almost at the rim. And G is given. The value of G which is given, that only you have to substitute. Somewhere it is 9.8, somewhere it is 10, somewhere it is pi square. As per given, you have to substitute. And if it is not given, then 9.8. Now here, to understand this problem, one picture is shown here. But when you will solve this problem in your answer sheet, this drawing of picture is not necessary. But for understanding purpose, I have shown here. See, this is one disc, gramophone disc, whose radius is capital R. This disc is rotating about this vertical axis. Then one small coin which is kept here, and distance between center of this coin and center of this disc is small r. And since this disc is performing rotational motion, this coin, it is performing circular motion, whose radius is r, means radius of the circular path of this coin is small r. ठीक है, आलं डोळ्यापुढे सिच्युएशन.
Now let us find out first this N1, just I told you, and second we have to find out N2 by N1. For this, first we have to write down given data. Mu is given as 0.5, radius of the disc which is capital R. Actually this is given in centimeter, and I told you in the data only you have to write it in SI system mostly. That's why convert it in meter, 8 into 10 raised to minus 2. Similarly, the radius of the circular path of the coin, it is nothing but small r. This is also in meter, 2 into 10 raised to minus 2. Now first we have to find out this N1. Now here we can say the centrifugal force must be balanced by force of friction, because we know for circular motion centripetal force is necessary, force of friction will provide it, and centrifugal force is away from the center. बघितलं आपण सगळं. Using that we can write down this centrifugal force is equal to force of friction. We know formula for centrifugal force. आठवा काय तो? Mr omega square is a centrifugal force and mu mg is the force of friction. From this you have to simplify for this omega square. will get cancelled. पुढच्या mathematical steps आहेत. चला सुरू करा. See, this is the omega square and right hand side is as shown. Next to this, we know relation between omega and n. आठवतंय, omega is angular velocity, n is the frequency. काय relation? 2 pi n. Omega is 2 pi n. Substitute it. Next to this, square this left hand side, and to the right hand side, mu, g and r is substituted. Next things, calculation part. Do it yourself. तो पटपट पटपट करता आला पाहिजे आता. And find out value of n1. Let me know what this value is. Kelia simplify. See, first you will get n1 square. And taking square root, it is 5 by 2. And 5 by 2 is 2 by 5, 2.5. So this is the value of frequency. Answer of first question. Second subpart. What is given there? When the coin is at the rim, means small r, this must be equal to capital R, which is 0.08. So again same formula. आपण तोच formula वापरणार आहे. Omega square is mu g upon r and omega is 2 pi n. Simplify for n2. करा and substitute mu g and r. Remaining things are very simple. Keller substitute, pi square will get cancelled. 4 is shifted to the right hand side and do this. See, this n square is like this, and from this find out n2 using square root table which is given in the log book. क्लिअर झालं. आता आणखी विचारलंय काय आपल्याला. वी हॅव टू फाइंड आउट फॅक्टर ऑफ द चेंज, दॅट इज वी हॅव टू फाइंड आउट दिस रेशो n2 and n1. n2 and n1, substitute these values, this ratio is half, or you can say that n2 is half times n1. This is the change. लक्षात आलं? Now see this, read this problem carefully. One racing track is constructed whose radius of curvature is 72 meter. Vehicle is moving on this track very fastly, but maximum speed limit is given 216. This is unit kilometer per hour. We have to find out the angle of inclination, angle of banking, and second thing, by what height will its outer edge be with respect to inner edge. And one more thing is given, width of the track is also given. Have you imagined this situation? Yes or no? On which subtopic this depends? I will explain using this diagram. Too many times I told you while solving the problem, drawing of this diagram is not necessary, but for our understanding purpose, you must imagine pictorial form, what is given and what we have to find out. And by remembering these things, you can remember how the derivation was there, what is this h, what is angle of inclination or angle of banking, what is this process, how the formula was derived. These things you can imagine. Remind these things. Clear? Now see here, this theta is angle of banking or angle of inclination. Then this is the height. This height is nothing but this outer edge raised with respect to inner one through certain angle. So we have to find out this h, we have to find out this theta, and here width is also given. This L is nothing but 10 meter. आलं डोळ्यापुढे सिच्युएशन. कसं डेरिवेशन वगैरे केलं होतं, फॉर्म्युलेस पाठ झालेले आहेत. ठीक आहे. नाउ सी अबाउट दिस डेटा. व्हॉट इज गिव्हन, काय काय दिलंय बघा बरं. इन डेटा, radius is given which is 72 meter, width that is L is given which is 10 meter, and speed is given, but this is given in kilometer per hour. We have to convert this in meter per second, and for this we have to multiply by this 5 by 18 with this, so that this kilometer per hour is converted into meter per second. Now why this 5 by 18 factor we have to consider here? For this purpose, see this is shown here. This kilometer per hour we can write down like this, kilometer divided by hour. And this 1 kilometer is nothing but 10 raised to 3 meter or 1000 meter, while this 1 hour is nothing but 60 minutes and 1 minute is 60 seconds. That's why 1 hour is equal to 3600 seconds. On simplifying this, you will get this 5 by 18. नाही लक्षात राहिलं पटकन तर आपल्याला ह्या पद्धतीने ते काढता पण आलं पाहिजे. Now I think it is clear why we have to multiply by 5 by 18. First part, find out angle of inclination or banking angle. This is the formula for banking angle. From which formula we wrote this? We derived this formula, maximum speed is under root rg tan theta. Are you remembering this? Hope so. From this we wrote this formula. Next task, substitute value of V and Rg. V square, that's why 2 times it is substituted. Then simplify, and after simplification this value is 5. Find out from logarithmic table tan inverse of this 5. Therefore this theta is 78.69 degree. Very simple mathematical steps. Now second, you have to find out h, that is height through which outer edge is raised with respect to inner one. आता हे बघता बघता आपण नक्की ही कन्सेप्ट 4-5 वेळा बघितली. व्हॉट इज अँगल ऑफ बँकिंग, व्हॉट इज बँकिंग ऑफ रूड, हे सगळं बघितलं. त्यामुळे पटपट पटपट आता लक्षात यायला पाहिजे. नाउ सी, वी हॅव टू फाइंड आउट दिस हाईट h. दिस इज राईट अँगल ट्रायंगल, बरोबर आहे ना. सो साइन ऑफ दिस अँगल काय येईल, h divided by l, and from this we can find out this h as l sin theta by geometry. L and theta we know, substitute and simplify, you will get answer. So this is the height through which it is raised. This is in meter. Clear? Now see what is in this problem. This problem is related with question problem number 14. In problem number 14, what we did? We calculated theta and h. But while calculating these things, friction is not considered. Friction is neglected there. In this problem, all those things are as it is, but friction is given, means coefficient of static friction is given, which is zero point 0.8. And by considering this, we have to find out what is the minimum speed, and we have to find out upper speed limit. लक्षात आलं, म्हणजे आधीचा प्रॉब्लेम जो आहे तो ॲज इट इज आहे. देअर फ्रिक्शन इज नॉट कन्सिडर्ड. हिअर friction is given. By considering this friction, we have to find out minimum speed. Are you remembering formula for this minimum speed by considering friction? Yes or no? Yes, hope so. Now if not, then see, try to remind this figure. बघितलं होतं का हे सगळं? Hope so. आला असेल लक्षात. And this is the formula for minimum speed. In this case, theta is angle of banking and mu s is coefficient of static friction. So we have to write down data. R, G, mu, theta, which was already calculated in the last, and we have to find out this V minimum. Ala formula lakshat. Now let us start from formula. Write down formula and substitute. All these values are with us. After substituting, this is the step. Next, find out tan of this angle using logarithmic table. So what is this tan? Here it is 0.5. Substitute it. Then do this. Do this subtraction, do this multiplication, then this addition, and this is the step. After this, go on simplifying. Then find out square root. Multiply by this 12 into this one, and then this is final answer. This is in meter per second. Even you can find out this in kilometer per hour. I think we already discussed about this value. So what is this? It is 88 kilometer per hour. Clear? So this is answer. First answer. Minimum speed is 88 kilometer per hour.
Next part, upper speed limit, that is maximum speed. We have formula for this maximum speed under root as shown. Now in this case, we have value of theta, which is 78.69 degree. And here, what we can say, if this theta is more than 45, then this denominator will be 0. And when this denominator is 0, what about V maximum? काय म्हणाल तुम्ही? Denominator 0 असेल तर this V maximum must be infinity. लक्षात आलं? म्हणजेच there is no upper limit because theta is greater than 45. Like this you have to explain only. It is very simple. Now you must not get confused between V minimum and V maximum. Formula for V minimum is also shown here. To the numerator between these two is minus sign, to the denominator between these two is plus sign, while in this case the signs are again exchanged. त्यामुळे प्लस मायनस साईनचा खेळ आहे, उलट सुलट झालं की गेलं. सो रिमेंबर इट प्रॉपरली. Now see this problem, read it carefully. One cyclist, which is supposed to be particle, undertaking horizontal circle inside cylindrical well of radius 6.05 meter. Necessary friction is given, that is 0.5, and how much minimum speed should the stunt artist maintain? We have to find out this in first part, and in the second part we have to find out force of friction when speed is increased by 20%, and mass of the artist is also given. So in the data we will write down radius, mu, mass and g as 10 meter per second square. Now to understand this problem, again theory part is necessary. Now see here, while solving these problems, we are looking at theory part also. So solving of the problems at the same time revision of the theory part. आपण दोन्ही गोष्टी एका वेळेला करतोय. ठीक आहे. That's why the diagram is drawn here, number of forces are shown, but while solving the problem at the time of exam, you will not draw these figures or you will not show these forces. क्लिअर. आपण दोन्ही गोष्टी एका वेळेला साध्य करतोय. नाउ सी अबाउट theory of this. Imagine this is that cyclist or stunt artist. Here this is supposed to be wheel of death and this artist is performing circular motion like this. How many forces are on this artist? It is shown here. This is that artist. Weight of this is in downward direction. Force of friction is in upward direction. Fs and mg, these are balanced. Now this normal reaction, that is force exerted by this wall on this artist, which is nothing but in this direction, and this normal reaction provides centripetal force, which is mv square upon r. झाली theory आलं लक्षात. We derived this may be question for 2 marks on theory part. That's why for the revision purpose only. And there we derived formula for this v minimum. बरोबर आहे. आलं लक्षात. Now we have to start from this formula. Now see actual solution of this problem. From formula we have to start. We have this formula. Now substitute values from the data. I have substituted. Now simplify it. So after simplifying this, we are getting this V minimum as 11 meter per second. This is the first part. Now in the second part, what we have to find out? We have to find out this force of friction when speed is increased by 20%. Now we have seen in the theory part, force of friction is balanced by mg. Substitute value of m and g and simplify. We are getting this answer. Fs is 500 Newton. So this is our required answer. See this problem. Read it carefully again. Pendulum consisting of massless string of length 20 centimeter and tiny bob of mass 100 gram is set up as a conical pendulum. Now bob performs 75 revolutions per minute. Calculate kinetic energy and gravitational potential energy of the bob, and G is given. So first we have to write down data. So length of the string is given, mass it is given in gram, we have to convert it in kilogram. Then we have to find out this 75 rpm, which is the frequency, that is in revolution per minute is given. We have to convert it in revolution per second. We know this 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. That's why we have to divide by 60. Do this division. So this is 1.25 revolution per second. क्लिअर झालं. रिव्होल्यूशन पर मिनिटचं रिव्होल्यूशन पर सेकंद करायला आपण काय केलं, ते 60ने डिव्हाइड केलं. सिम्पल आहे. मग आता नेक्स्ट पॉईंट, वी हॅव टू फाइंड आउट पिरियड ऑल्सो. बाय डेफिनेशन पिरियड इज रेसिप्रोकल ऑफ फ्रिक्वेन्सी. So divide by 1.25 to this 1. Finally value of period is like this 0.8 second. To find out kinetic energy and potential energy, for this purpose, first let us see about this theory part, revision of this. This is the conical pendulum which is performing circular motion in the horizontal plane. Now here T is tension in the string. It is resolved in two components. T cos theta is upward component which is balanced by mg. T sin theta is the component of T along radius towards center. This provides centripetal force. Clear? आठवतंय सगळं? Then we derived formula for period and frequency. Now here, see clear difference between these distances h, l and h dash. Which is distance h? This one is the distance h. Which one is L? This length of the string is L. And H dash means this much distance is nothing but H dash. Clear? Now we have to find out formula for potential energy, which is mg into H dash in this case, where this H dash is nothing but L minus H. So which is L? This one, and H. Got it? Now to understand this, I have shown here these two diagrams. Further, this H is nothing but H is nothing but L cos theta. From this right angle triangle, we can say this H is nothing but L cos theta. Let us take this L common. So H dash is L in bracket 1 minus cos theta. So since we have value of this H dash, we can find out potential energy. So finally, potential energy of this conical pendulum is mg into H dash, and H dash is nothing but L into bracket 1 minus cos theta. So this is the formula for potential energy. You can use this directly. You will not show these things when you will solve this problem. For understanding purpose only I have shown this. Clear? समजलंय? म्हणजे हे असं सगळं आपल्याला CET साठी एंट्रन्स एक्झाम साठी पण लागणार आहे. काय विचारतील सांगता येणार नाही, त्यामुळे या सगळ्या गोष्टी आपल्याला माहिती असल्या पाहिजे. नाउ सेकंड पार्ट, कायनेटिक एनर्जी, and this is nothing but 1/2 mv square. Kinetic energy, which is nothing but 1/2 mv square. But see, in the given data, value of this v is not given. Check it. Clear? Since v is not given, we have to find out v first. So for this, we can use principle of conservation of energy. That is, kinetic energy must be equal to potential energy. So what is formula for kinetic energy? Write down that. Formula for potential energy, write down it. Now just we have seen it. So I wrote these two formulas. Simplify for v square. So 2 will be to the right hand side. M will get cancelled. Rearrange it. So this is the value of v square, and this is the value of v by taking square root. In this also, theta is not given. Again problem. So to find out value of this theta, we have to use this formula. We have formula for period, which is nothing but 2 pi under root L cos theta upon g. Now here, from the data, substitute values and do it. Simplify it. Simplify for first cos theta, then substitute value of t, g and L, and next you will simplify for this finally. Cos theta is 0.8. Now we have cos theta. Substitute this value in this equation and simplify for v. So v is nothing but, after simplifying this, we are getting this value. Clear? बघा काय काय केलं, किती स्टेप, वेगवेगळ्या स्टेपने आपल्याला जावं लागतंय. कायनेटिक एनर्जी काढायची, व्ही दिला नाही, व्ही साठी लॉ ऑफ कन्झर्वेशन ऑफ एनर्जी वापरला, थीटा दिला नाही, थीटासाठी फॉर्म्युला फॉर पिरियड वापरला. म्हणजे हे सगळं असं व्यवस्थित बघायचं आहे. फायनली फाइंड आउट कायनेटिक एनर्जी. नाउ इट इज व्हेरी सिंपल. 1/2 mv square, and we just we calculated. Substitute this value here, square it, simplify this, and this is our final answer. Similarly, potential energy formula we have here. Substitute m, g, L cos theta we have calculated. Substitute, again simplify, we are getting this value of potential energy. Means this is our required answer. Clear? See, we have solved some problems. At the same time, revision of some theory part which is related with it is done. Also, some points are discussed as far as entrance exams are concerned. So learn it, remember it. Thank you for watching this. Thanks once again.